I've started 4 multi-million-dollar e-commerce brands, and I'm here to tell you how you can get started in 10 easy steps. So the very first step is finding your idea. And any good idea should be the solution to a problem. So the first thing that we want to do is find a market or a niche that you're interested in starting an e-commerce business in. Ideally, this will be one that you're passionate in and have quite a bit of knowledge of. So like a lot of other people, I'm a big animal lover. So let's think about the pet niche. Now we want to go back to the problem that our product will be solving. So if we start to think of some problems that a lot of pet owners face, one that comes to mind first for me would be losing your pet, and a solution to that problem could be a GPS pet collar. I know that they already do exist on Alibaba as well because I have looked into it in the past. So when we're looking to find our idea, think of the market, think of a problem that market faces, and your product is the solution to that problem. Moving on to step 2, now we want to validate that idea. So we want to start to look at data like Google Trends, websites like SimilarWeb where we can see website traffic. We can look at e-commerce platforms like Etsy or Amazon to see what some of the relative sales of that product are. And something that's always going to be really important is speaking to your target market. So finding 10 dog owners, for example, and surveying them on whether they would be interested in purchasing your product, and if not, why not? And if so, what's most appealing about that product to them? So step 3 will be creating your UVP or your unique value proposition. And a unique value proposition is a single compelling statement that basically identifies what makes you different and better than the competition. It helps to position you within the market. And when I'm looking to come up with a UVP for any of my brands, I look at 4 main dimensions that we could change or alter to create a different or better product than the competition. And those metrics that I look at are design, time, function, and price. So first off, if we're looking at the GPS dog collar example and we look at how we could change the design to make it different and better than others on the market, a big design trend at the moment is customization or personalization. So it might be adding your dog's name or initials custom engraved onto the collar. Then if we're looking at time, it could be employing kind of scarcity tactics. So that could be countdown timers or progress bars with how many units are left in stock. So then if we move on to function, we've already established a pretty different functionality or point of difference to other dog collars on the market, which is the GPS tracker. And I imagine that the GPS tracker would link up with a mobile app that you were able to download on your phone so that you're able to track the location of your pet if they were to go missing. So we have a pretty great function. But for functionality and ways that we can change functionality, I always like to look at fixing a pain point that exists within a market. And finally, price. We need to identify whether we'll be pricing ourselves above or below the market. So below to be a more affordable option, of course, or above to be kind of a more exclusive high-end option. So I would imagine that in the case of this product, it does have a very high perceived value. So you would be able to price yourself on the higher end of the scale when it comes to dog collars. So that's how you'd identify your UVP for your brand. So moving on to step number 4, which is identifying your target market. We already know that our target market is dog owners, but are they new dog owners? Have they had their dog for years? Do they have multiple pets? There's a lot of different ways to think about your target market. So we'll get back to the video in a second, but if you're enjoying this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now back to the video. So moving on to step number 5, which is building your audience. So we want to start to build an audience on social media as quickly as possible once we've decided that we're going to launch our brand or product. And this is so that when we launch, we're not launching to crickets. We want to have people there that are keen to buy our product from day one. So this helps to sort of like mitigate the risk of launching to nobody. So the first thing that we want to think of here is where our audience lives. Are they stay-at-home mums that might be checking Pinterest a lot? Are they young teenagers that might be using TikTok quite frequently? Are they kind of like fashion savvy executives that use Instagram daily? So you want to decide where you want to be focusing the most of your effort in terms of e-commerce platforms. And a place that I often focus that effort is on Instagram. And that has been very, very successful for my brands in the past. We have some incredible content on the Foundr YouTube on how to build an audience on Instagram. So we'll put some of the links to those videos in the description below. Step number 6 is to find a manufacturer. And you can either look for a local manufacturer, as sample and lead times might be a bit shorter here and quality might often be a bit higher, or you can go straight to websites like Alibaba, which show you worldwide manufacturers. So when I go to Alibaba, I'll want to be searching for a GPS dog collar, and I'll want to be assessing the different manufacturers on there to find the right fit for my brand. That might be because they have lower minimum order quantities and it's quite an expensive product. So you might want to find one that has an MOQ of 50 dog collars, for example, if you're first starting out. So step 7 is creating an email waitlist. And just like building your audience on social media, you want to create an email list as soon as possible when you're launching your brand. So now that we've started to build our audience on social media, what we want to do is give them strong incentives to sign up to our email waitlist. This is great so that come launch, we can send an email blast out to that waitlist and have shoppers ready to buy our product. So moving on to step 8, which is building your e-commerce store. I find this a really simple way to create high converting e-commerce websites without having to have any kind of developer or coding knowledge. So it's basically like a drag and drop template creator. You can just fill that in, get your store live, and then you're ready to start marketing, which is our step number 9. So there are so many different ways that you can market a store. There's so many different marketing channels. So some of the top level channels for those would be social media marketing. So for example, Facebook and Instagram ads. It could also be TikTok and Snapchat ads. We run all of these quite successfully for my brands. And it's great to be able to start testing channels from the outset, whether that's in a paid ads capacity or whether it's in an organic capacity. By organic, I mean that you're not paying to access that audience. So building a following on Instagram, if you've built 2,000 followers, you don't need to pay to access those followers. So another strategy that we've used successfully across all of my brands is influencer marketing. So influencers are important because they have large social media followings and they're able to access that audience and leverage their pre-existing trust that they've built on your brand's behalf. So it's a really powerful way to create trusted marketing campaigns. An example of an influencer marketing campaign that I would do every time I'm launching a new brand is to do send outs to micro influencers. So you send them out your product and organize them to do a post on your brand's behalf. And that might be for product only, or it might be for a small additional payment as well. And finally, I would highly recommend email marketing. Around 30% of my store's revenue is generated through email marketing. And like we said back in step 7, it's really important to start building an email waitlist as soon as possible for our brands, because email is still a highly converting channel for e-commerce stores. So finally, step number 10 is launching your brand. And this is the most exciting step of them all, because finally you're able to put all of your hard work into practice and show the world your brand. So some things that you might want to check off when you're launching are to make sure that your website is populated with some reviews. So whether you've sent your product out to some friends and family to review to begin with, or to influencers, you want to make sure that you have some micro influencers lined up ready to post about your product to create some hype and excitement around your launch. You also want to make sure that your email campaign is all set up and ready to go so that you can just press the button and start to watch those sales come in. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope that this video has been valuable for you, and the best of luck starting your store. I will see you in another video.
Hey guys, hope you're loving our videos and that you're getting heaps of value from them. If you are, make sure to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe to join the Foundr fam. And if there's any burning questions you have, make sure to leave them below in the comments. If you did enjoy this video and want to continue to master your skills, make sure you click here to access your free training now, where we'll go into way more depth with this Foundr. See you there.